Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenny. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people. And Doug has now taken over the whole channel, and he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny from Relentless and Unstoppable, and today we have Lady Amanda with us. Hey, how you doing?
Yes, hello Doug. Thank you for having me on the show.
No problem.
I'm wonderful.
It's very wonderful to have you on. So where are you at the moment?
So currently I am in Orlando, Florida.
Ah, the place near Disney World, right?
Yes, Mickey Mouse is my neighbor.
100 years of Disney.
Yes, magical.
Yeah, it's very magical. So, where are you originally from?
So I'm originally from the UK, from a place called Milton Keynes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an hour away from London, the main town.
Yeah, what's it like up there?
So Milton Keynes is full of roundabouts. We know for the roundabout, city centre. I have been in America for at least 23 years now, so a lot has changed. But back in my childhood, I remember going to the fields and running, a lot of greenery, a lot of roundabouts, concrete cows, what Milton Keynes is known for.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So, when did you come to America?
I came to the USA in 2009.
Yeah, what was your first impression of the U.S.?
Oh, I love America. Like, when I was younger, I used to come to America 2 or 3 times a year on holiday. And I actually grew in love with just the culture, the food, the people. And it was actually one of my dreams to move to the US. So I always tell people that I'm actually living my dream.
Yeah, for sure. What was your upbringing like?
I had a pretty good upbringing. Two parent family home, and I have 2 younger siblings, so that makes me the only girl, and I have 2 younger brothers. But we had a foundation that was based on faith, belief in God. I remember going to church every Sunday and Wednesdays, and every time the church door was open, we was there. My parents were very big on taking us on holiday, vacations. We went to Spain, Lanzarote, Jamaica, and definitely other places. So it was a pretty good upbringing. I'm grateful for my parents for exposing us to different countries and places, because that definitely made us more cultured. And today I do the same thing for my daughter.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So, what was it like when you became an adult and you got into a relationship?
Okay, so when I became an adult and I came to a relationship, I was young. I was 18. I was married I was going to school actually, going to college, getting my associate's degree. Met a young man that was actually in the nursing program. Things progressed pretty quickly, and then I ended up becoming pregnant with my daughter at a young age. So, we decided to get married. Pressures from the parents, as from being in a Christian household. You can't shack up if you've heard that word. And I did get married, but I did plan to be with this person for the rest of my life. But when I did get married to the person, even before my wedding day, which the wedding was just at the courthouse, there were signs of negative signs that he was abusive, threatening, and really didn't have no respect for me after a while. So that is why, after a couple of years being into the relationship, he's threatening my life. One time he just accused me of cheating. He ripped apart my clothes. He poured bleach, disinfectant, you name it, on my new pairs of clothes and ripped them to shreds. And I remember a phone call that I had with my father, and he said, if you feel threatened, you need to leave. And although I was young and I wanted to make life with him, it wasn't a good environment for my 3-year-old daughter, and I didn't want her to have to grow up seeing them type of behaviors. And my mom was like, hey, you can always come back home. We're here for you. And after that big mix-up with the clothes and him pulling apart my transmission on my van and threatening to shoot me with a gun, I said, you know what, I need to leave because that's what's going to be best for me and my daughter.
That is awful. I cannot believe someone would do that stuff to you. That's terrible.
Yeah, it really was. And I don't blame him 100% because I was young and naive too. And, I did get physically attracted to him. Didn't really know him for a long while. It was for 3 months I knew him. We was dating, going out. Didn't really take time to kind of learn him, who he was, his family background, things of that nature, which I would tell any woman or man nowadays, take your time before you do get into a relationship and get to know the person, have a friendship, and things of that nature, and little signs that people do, like if there's no trust, if there's no honesty, if there's no open communication and respect, there's really no foundation to move forward with that person. So yes, it sounds terrible, and yes, it was terrible, but going through that today has actually given me more wisdom of things not to do, and so I can pay it forward to other people, and I coach and mentor other women and men out here in the community on what to look for, right, when you meet a potential spouse, or even if you're dating. And definitely don't act out desperation, take your time.
Yeah. How's your daughter doing at the moment through the whole thing? Is she doing good?
My daughter suffers with the fact that her father is not active in her life.
Yeah.
So I have to deal with those type of conversations. She recently just got her driving license, and she's going to take a test, and she said, Mom, I actually cried myself to sleep last night, because this was a big milestone for me, and my dad wasn't involved. So, to be honest, that's a great question. It affects the children, and that's what the parent that is not active in the person's life, they don't realize the detriment it has on the child. But one thing she knows is that I love her, and I have my parents here. She has uncles that love her, and other people in our lives that are there for us. It's very disappointing, but I think my daughter now has more respect for me and the fact that I'm there, making sure she's good, regardless of if that non-active parent is involved or not.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I know how it feels in that kind of situation, I have experience with divorce and similar things like that, so, it's very disappointing, but, the way I look at it, she's probably better off without him, based on my beliefs and all that. She's better off not being around people like that.
Exactly. So in all things, there's always something good that comes out of it. And my daughter's very studious. She does great at school. She's a little entrepreneur. She does a little babysitting on the side, and she wants to be a immigration lawyer, or she wants to get into law. And we're going to make sure that happens. I'll work hard, make sure my daughter's taken care of, and maybe in the long run, maybe her dad will come around. But we're definitely moving forward, irregardless of his activity or not.
Yep, you have to get through life with or without someone, and in a lot of cases I've heard from other people that have gone through similar stories. I've heard from them that they're better off, without that kind of atmosphere as well. Everybody goes through that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I do forgive them. Forgiveness was a big part of my journey. I know we're talking about the struggles and the success. I've noticed since my journey, a big shift in my life was when I sat down and I had a crucial conversation with myself, and I said, you know what, even though this has happened, I have to forgive this man, because this man cannot take precedence over what I have to do, like in the community. And now my whole passion for being an advocate for other women and men that has been affected by domestic violence, I'm now taking a standpoint saying, hey, this happened, but I can live again, right? This has happened, but I can still advance in my career. This has happened, but I still wake up every morning and I love myself. So it's given me a new self-appreciation, self-worth, and being able to show others that they can do the same, that they can reach for the stars, that they can go after their goals and dreams in life. I mean, I bought my first home 4 years ago on my own, right? And I didn't say, oh, woe me, I can't do anything. I did, I went through a little phase of being a victim, but I'd rather be a victor than a victim. That's for sure.
Yep, and in my opinion, if you're around people like that, the only way to be the victor, in my opinion, is to just ignore them and not respond, because what they're trying to do is get a reaction out of you so that they can portray you to be the bad guy rather than the other way around,
Correct. Yeah.
So in your case, I would recommend, and even for your daughter, I would say that you guys are making the right decision to stay away from that atmosphere, because if you don't respond to that kind of toxicity, eventually they're going to stop. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia, saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.